on your thighs for a moment. Relax your neck. Let it go side to side. Relax your shoulders. Roll them out a little bit. Lifting them up and rolling them back. And then settling on down. And then go ahead and close your eyes. So we're going to take a moment here to just come into our body, into our breath. Bringing awareness to our breath. Just breathing naturally in these first few moments. So a natural rhythm of that breath, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Starting to quiet the mind. And then we'll bring our hands right onto our belly and our ribs, so just right to your sides. Take a big breath in through your nose. Feel the expansion of the ribs and the belly, and then as you exhale, let it go. Feel how the belly comes down, the ribs come down. Inhale, fill up again, big breath in through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Do that one more time, big breath in. And a long exhalation. Go ahead, release your hands back down, keeping your eyes closed. We're going to come into our Ujjayi breath. So we're going to inhale and exhale through the nose, lips sealed. Using that slight constriction at the back of the throat. So it's that sensation, that motion of fogging up a pane of glass with your breath. Sounds almost like ocean waves as the waves roll in and they roll out. So using your breath to really focus your attention. And then open up your eyes, release your hands down by your sides. We're going to take a deep breath in. Lift the left arm all the way up, bicep by your ear. As you exhale, let's go ahead and bend it over. So you might even come down onto your forearm. Yeah, turn your gaze upward as you spiral that chest up. Take another big breath in and then release on down. We'll plant that hand, take a big breath in. Lift the arm up, bicep by the ear. And then exhale, bend over, maybe coming onto that forearm, turning that gaze up, creating some space, pressing down evenly through both sides of those sits bones. Release on down. Good. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, I'd like you to just come on around into your tabletop position. So you're on all fours. Take a moment here. Spread the fingers apart. Spiral the biceps, the elbow creases forward. And then take a big breath in. We'll go back to that breathing. So inhaling, filling the belly up with air, lifting the head, the chest. And as you exhale, rounding out, drawing that navel in and up. Allowing the crown of the head to dip, the tailbone to dip. Inhale, filling up with breath as you move into your cow pose. And exhaling as you press the floor away from you, coming into that couch. Let's take a few of these cow-cat breaths, moving at our own pace, a pace that feels good in our body. Noticing where we might feel a little tension, feel a little stuck. Maybe send our breath into that. Maybe we take the hips and press them to the side. Yeah, just find those little spots that need a little added attention and move with it. And then come back to a neutral tabletop position. Curl to the balls of your feet. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So we're in an early down dog. We might bend and straighten one knee and then the other. Just pedaling out that dog. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. So this is where I say real true hip width distance, not that hip distance that we see in the mirror sometimes where we think like our hips are way out here, right? I want you to try and really just pay attention. Spread those fingers out and then eventually settle with the heels, pressing down chest, pressing back. This should feel good. You shouldn't feel anything in your shoulders. If you do, just notice where your arms are. Just take that quick glance again and make sure those elbow creases are spiraling forward and you're engaging your back. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, go ahead, slide out into a high plank position. Take any little adjustments that you might need so that the shoulders are slightly in front of the wrists. The belly's pulled in and up. And then let's drop our knees down. Flip to the tops of your feet. Take your time here. Lower slowly down onto the mat. Hug the elbows in. And when you get all the way to the mat, go ahead and let that forehead rest. Take a big breath in. Your hand should be by your chest as you lift the head up. So begin to lift from the head, the upper back, the middle back, the lower back. Press your toenails into the mat. Press your palms into the mat. Take another in-breath here. And let's just release on down. Good, we're gonna do that again, baby cobra. So take an inhale as you lift on up. Now maybe you choose to hover those hands up. Still see if you can maintain the press of your toenails into the mat as you just lift up from your upper, middle, lower back. And then release on down. Let's take another big breath in this time as we go ahead and lift on up, baby cobra, maybe finding full cobra. So extending the arms nice and long. The hips now lift off the floor. We take one more full breath in. From here we come back to tabletop. Curl to the balls of our feet, downward facing dog. So just a nice, easy chaturanga. Take another breath in and another breath out. We're gonna take our right leg, lift it up behind us. Step the right foot through, runner's lunge. So you'll find your runner's lunge. Nice long stance and then drop that knee down. Left knee down, top of the foot, pressing on the mat, rise on up. So now you're in a low crescent lunge. We're keeping this nice and gentle this evening as we wind down our day. Draw the left hip forward, reach the fingers up. And then take your hands and interlace them behind your head. Good, let's draw the elbows back, open up the chest. Stay here and breathe. Bring the hands back on up. Hands come to heart center. From here, we hook the left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. So we're coming into our twist. We're pressing hands towards heart center and really twisting through the middle. So notice if that right hip starts to bump out. Drag the inner thighs towards each other. So squeeze your inner thighs to the middle of your mat. And then turn your gaze up. And just stay here and breathe. 3 good deep breaths. 2. Let's take one more big breath in. We're going to go ahead, rise back on up, hold it here. As we exhale, we're going to come back and then lift the toes, sit back onto that left heel. Lift your chest up nice and tall. And then maybe you reach down and grab hold of those right toes. So we're just getting a good stretch through the hamstring, leading through with the chest. Take another moment here. 3 good deep breaths. 2. One more. Let's go ahead. Rise back on up. Take your left foot, step it next to your right foot. Separate your feet apart to the outside edges of your mat, and we're going to find a nice gentle ragdoll. So we'll sway a little bit from side to side. Let go of your head, shake it out. And then keeping your feet right where they are, let's take that left hand and plant the hand down and take a little twist. So you're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right leg, and take a little twist here. Turn that gaze up. Stay here, take another deep breath in. Release on down. Now the right hand will go next to the right big toe. You'll bend the right knee a lot, straighten the left leg. Here we go. Inhale, come on up. Stay here and twist and breathe. Release your hands on down. Good, come on down. We're going to find a child's pose. So toes will come together, knees will spread apart. Tailbone will come back towards the heels. Forehead rest on the mat. Outstretch your arms. Massage that third eye. Side to side. Create a little bit more length here. So tent your hands, press into the pads of your fingers. Press your hip bones back towards your heels. And then walk those fingers a little bit further forward. Breathe into this. We'll come all the way up onto our tabletop position, hands and knees again. Take another inhale. Cow pose. Exhale, round it out. Find that neutral tabletop. Curl to the balls of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to come back to that down dog position. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Press the chest back towards the thighs. Lift the hips towards the sky. And then we're going to go ahead, lift the left leg up. Step the left foot through for runner's lunge on the left. High on the ball of the back foot, crown of the head reaching forward. Drop that knee down. We'll flip to the top of the foot. Reach our arms all the way up. Supported crescent lunge. Draw the right hip forward. Go ahead, interlace your hands behind your low back this time. Squeeze the heels of the palms together. Lift the chest, the heart. Take another full breath in. Release, arms come back up. Hands to heart center. And now we'll hook the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. So maybe you make that fist and palm and use that to help twist. Let the outside of the right arm press against the left thigh. And then pull the inner thighs towards each other. So you're squeezing them in. We're not going to bump that left hip out. And then just twist. Stay with this for 3 more breaths. For 2. And 1 more deep breath in. Good. Let's go ahead. Release on down and slide on back. So you have an option. You can stay right here if you have some blocks coming into that half split position, or we can sit back if it feels okay on your knee and come all the way back. Reach down and grab for those toes and come into that hamstring stretch. Two more. Deep breath in. Long, slow, steady breath out. And then go ahead and come on back. Runner's lunge. Step the right foot next to the left foot this time. Just find a gentle forward fold. So you might have a gentle bend to the knees. Allow the crown of the head to reach towards the shins. Your hands should be framing your feet. Let's take a nice long inhale. Maybe hands come to shins, create that long flat back. And then fold forward. One more time, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, release, bow, step your feet back. Hold in a plank pose here. Knees up or down, your choice. Take another inhale. We'll lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana, knees up or down. Inhale, scoop your chest through. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then we'll roll over those toes and find that downward facing dog again. Take a big breath in. Open up, exhale. Take your right foot, lift it up behind you. Step your foot through. And we're just gonna come into our runner's lunge from here. And then we're gonna slowly start to walk our hands around. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. Turn both the toes in. Send the hips back. And just come into that fold. So now you might bend the elbows. You want the crown of the head reaching down towards the floor. We're getting into the inner thighs now. So just folding here, maybe clasping the outsides of the feet or the ankle to help draw you a little deeper into your fold. We're gonna stay here for a few more breaths. And then releasing your binding if you have it. Let's go ahead and walk the hands and we'll find a Skandasana, so another inner thigh stretch. So you're just gonna walk your hands so that they're framing your back foot. And you got a nice stretch through that inner thigh. And try not to round the back, so try and keep a nice long spine and send the tailbone back. Maybe flex the foot. Maybe bring hands to heart center. Right, lift that chest up tall. Take a breath. Release the hands down. Do the same thing on the front foot. So turn those toes so that they're just parallel to the outside of the mat. Frame that foot, send the tailbone back, reach the crown of the front head forward, and then stay here. Maybe lift the back toes, maybe bring hands to heart center. Take a few moments here. And then we'll add just a little bit of movement here. So hands might come in the middle as you move a little bit from side to side, or maybe you lift those hands and make this a little bit more core supported. Just making sure you're maintaining your form, your weight's in your heels, your booty's back. Take one more side to side. We'll come and face the front again. Rotate around, find that runner's lunge. Good, and then step your foot back. Plank pose. Choice with knees up or down, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take another big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Drop to your knees. We're just gonna stay here for a moment, just for a single back bend. We're gonna take a camel pose. So your hips will be directly over your knees. You're gonna take your hands, fingertips pointing down your back. So begin by pressing your hips forward. Now slowly start to bend back. Draw the shoulder blades together. You might keep that chin tucked as you press your hips forward. Maybe you let the crown of the head drop and you open up the throat. Right, that's personal. Stay here and breathe. And then we come all the way down, hands to the floor. Bring the knees together and we'll find embryo pose. So now the arms go long, palms face up, crown of the head comes down. We're gonna go ahead and swing our legs around. So just setting up for a nice, gentle twist take the right leg, cross it over the left leg. Take the right hand, I'm gonna turn this way for this. Take the right hand, place it behind you. Bring the left arm up, and let's just take that little twist. Again, bringing through the middle, pressing evenly in, down through both sides of those bottom cheeks. Breathing. Good deep Ujjayi breath. Release. Let's go ahead and take that on the other side. Left leg comes around. Let's take that arm behind you. Lift the right arm up. Take a nice rotation. Turn your gaze behind you. And then just breathe. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And out through the nose. We'll go ahead and release this. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together for our angel pose. So seated angel pose. Soles of the feet come together. You just walk those feet in towards the pelvis. And then the knees come down. We'll just stay here and lift. And getting into those inner thighs. Maybe over time you can get the heels a little closer. And maybe you choose to fold forward some. Leading with the chest. Deepening the stretch. We'll come on up. We're going to finish this off with just a couple more moves. We're going to slide right around onto our back with our feet planted on the floor. And then take your right leg, cross it over your left leg, taking your reclining pigeon or figure four. Hands come through. Draw that thigh back. Maybe the right hand comes to the right thigh as you press that inner thigh away. And you can stay right here. You could put your foot against a wall to deepen this stretch. Or, if you really want a little bit more, you take your left elbow crease and you put your foot in it. And then you take your right elbow crease and you put your knee in it. And so go ahead and plant that foot down on the ground. So you don't want your head lifted. If you have to lift your head, then you need to back out of this some. Eventually that leg extends all the way down. So now you're in your reclining pigeon. We're just going to stay where we are and breathe. So again, backing out of it one step at a time. If you have to lift, that head should be supported. Move out of this, come back with both feet planted on the floor. We're going to take this to the other side, so left leg crosses over right. Lift the knee, reach the arms through. Maybe press that thigh away. Maybe we move a little deeper, coming in to our reclining pigeon, hooking right elbow to the foot, left elbow to the knee. And then perhaps extending that leg. Deep breath. We're going to go ahead and back out of this again. Plant both your feet. Take a moment and then lift those feet straight up. Flex your feet, just feet over hips. We'll stay here for 5 breaths in this restorative pose version of an inversion. If you'd like to stay here throughout your Shavasana, you could come up against a wall and just rest the legs up against a wall. Otherwise, we'll take one more breath in here. Exhale. Last deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead, release the legs down. If you're staying for Shavasana with the legs against the wall, stay. The rest of us will just give the knees a little hug. Roll it out. And then find our way into that final resting pose, extending legs out long, allowing the feet to fall open, bringing a nice, generous separation between the legs, taking up a lot of space, letting the arms come away from the body, the palms face up. This is a very vulnerable position. Right? Notice if that brings up any sense of emotions. If your tendency is to be like, no, I want my legs closer, I want my arms in more. Right? This is vulnerability. Just letting everything go. Allowing any tension, any stress, anything that no longer serves you to just leave your body. Shavasana, dead man's pose, we're just letting everything that we don't need anymore die away, leave the body. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. And just spend a moment here in Shavasana. Slowly draw our attention back to our body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Move your jaw around, make a face. Maybe even stick your tongue out, open up wide. Ah! Right? Bringing a little movement, a little life back into your body. Draw your knees into your chest. Give them a nice tight squeeze. And then find yourself on your right side. Pause here for a moment, just to notice the effects of your practice on mind, body, soul. And if you can keep your eyes closed, we'll gently press ourselves up into a seated position. Allow the hands to rest softly on your thighs. Maybe roll out your head a little bit. Take a moment to thank yourself for giving yourself these moments to really tune in to your body, right? To give yourself a break, calming the nervous system, and just bringing it all back right into the moment. Good, we'll draw our hands to our heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open up and exhale. And then drawing your thumbs to your third eye center, said to be that seat of enlightenment. Namaste. I hope you found a little bit of peace and that you find that you sleep a little bit more deeply this evening. Thank Thanks for joining.